a big part of 50s guitar playing, well, you got to understand, a lot of the early 50s rock guitarists were actually more jazz guitarists that came into the studios and played these parts on these records. So you'll hear a lot of, I guess, more jazz type runs in some of the 50s rock styles. I mean, certainly the blues had a big influence on the early rock styles, and the jazz players, and also what was known as the rockabilly sound, which Scotty Moore and some people like that played on the Sun Sessions with Elvis. James Burton is another sort of a rockabilly legend, and there are a couple others, but rockabilly is undeniably a big part of the 50s style. And what a lot of the rockabilly guitar players do is they do a combination of pick and fingers, which is called hybrid picking. I've talked about that a little bit. In this lesson, I've called this the Q because it's based on what James Burton played in Susie Q. I think it was like 1957 or 58 when the original version of Susie Q came out. And I want to talk about something that's sort of in that Susie Q style, and also give you some independence things that you can work on that'll spill over into your hybrid picking. So for the left hand part here, we're going to keep it fairly simple. We're just going to use a minor pentatonic, and I'm not even going to go down the whole scale. So I'm playing third fret, first string, open, third fret, second string, open, second fret on the third string, open, second fret, fourth string, open, and then ending back up on the E here. That's a little E minor pentatonic scale. So we're going to keep the left hand just doing that. Now here's the right hand part. First of all, we have to mute, which we've talked about a lot. And the right hand is just going to be playing the quarter notes. Now you can see I've got my pick here between my index finger and thumb, and I'm muting with the palm of my hand like we've talked about. It's this sort of fleshy part of my hand laying right on the palm of the, or laying right on the bridge. You can't really see it because it's going to cover it up. It's right where the strings cross. If I get too far forward, here I lose the note. If I get in the right spot, you can still hear the note. If I get too far back, I'm not muted anymore. So we want to keep our muting. And we want to keep this in a steady 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play half notes down here with the scale while I'm keeping this picking part going with my thumb, and I'm going to use my middle finger on my picking hand to play the notes. So like that. Middle finger, not using my ring finger at all at this point. And so those are going to come in on beat number 1, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So here's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And the last one could be a whole note. Faster. Alright, so that's step 1. Now step 2 is we're going to change all those into quarter notes. So now we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So now every time I play with my pick, I'm going to also be playing with my middle finger. Oh, I'm starting to slip back into the last one there. bit faster. Okay, now the next one, we're going to turn those into eighth notes. So we're going to be playing two of these for every time the thumb plays. Like that. Faster. So those are three exercises that will get you used to putting things starting on the beat. Now let's try this one. Let's try. Alright, so this is kind of a, this starts off the beat, so it starts on an and, so if I'm counting like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So notice the first note that I'm playing now is not right on a beat, it's off the beat, which is something else you want to be able to do. And just to add a little bit more of a wrinkle into it, I'm actually hammering on. I picked it a couple of times there in the video, but I'm hammering on. So the move is open string, hammer on. That's on the fourth string, open, and then second fret. Okay, real simple. That's all I want you to do. You might find that harder than it sounds like. And let's incorporate that now into what we've done previously with a little lick here. So now what we've got, we still got the quarter notes. We've got 1, 2, this coming in on beat 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So then on the and of 4, I got this and I'm hammering on to beat 1. So there's a timing thing there too, because we've got this plucked note hammering on at the same time that our pick is striking the string. Okay, so that's most of the elements that you would need to play Suzy Q. Now, I want you to practice these exercises that I've given you, and we'll develop this a little bit farther and add in some of the chords and make it sound more like Suzy Q in the next lesson. But work on these for your independence. Work on these for your independence, not interdependence, whatever that is. And I'll see if I can get my tongue straightened out, and I'll see you in the next video.